Good afternoon to one and all who are on this webinar. Myself, Ashok Kamthane, ex-associate professor of SGGS Institute of Engineering and Technology, Namdev. It is one of the prestigious institutions in Maharashtra. Its ranking is very high in Maharashtra. Along with me, we have one more partner, colleague, and my son, Mr. Amit Ashok Kamthane. He is now associated with the software industry and he is doing work in Python. He is developing application in Python, so he knows lot many libraries, etc. Well, friends, at the outset, I welcome all of you to the today's webinar on problem solving with Python. We have been informed by Mr. Kulvardhan of McGraw-Hill that the participants are from the different sectors. Participants are from the educational institutions, especially they are from engineering institutions, science college, polytechnic college, and all other branches. And also there are some participants who are from industry. There are also some researchers and there are also some students who have developed the hobby in Python. So once again, I and Amit, we both welcome all of you wholeheartedly. Friends, we are talking about the Python language. The contents of the today's session are as follows. We are covering the following points. History of Python. Everyone should know how the Python is developed, who developed it, who introduced it, who are the people behind it. So that point will be covered under history of Python. Next, why we should go for the Python, what advantages it offers. Then we will be covering how to install the Python. For installing, what method is required, how it is to be installed in detail, we will be talking to you. And then we'll be talking about the life cycle of the Python program. I mean, how the program is to be edited, how it is to be run, what errors it offers, and how it is to be removed. That part we are going to see it. Next, the working of Python program. We are taking simple programs and we will be executing them. The next is how it is advantageous as compared to other programming languages. Why it is better than the other programming languages. That point we are covering it. Next, why the Python is popular. It is one of the popular languages and why it is. So different points are covered under it. Next, why it is the different popular applications we are covering, in which sector we are using. As we know that Python is a general purpose language and it can be used in any area. There is sky is the limit for the application. In any sector we can develop the software. Next is what are the areas in Python where it is used it. And then we will be talking about our book. The name of our book is Programming and Problem Solving with Python. We are covering concepts and the concepts are supported by the programs, and moreover we are also covering lot many projects also. Some many projects we have introduced, and Amit would be talking about the projects. Turtle racing game. The second project is currency converter application. Third is book inventory management. Next. If you see the history of Python, you will come to know that a scientist named Guido van Rossum, he developed the Python. He started Python around 1990 prior to that also he started, but major work he did it in 1990, and the first version of Python came in the market in 1991. Actually, there is a committee. That name of the committee is the uh, software Python's Foundation Software Committee, and that Python Foundation Committee, it makes changes in it. The changes are depending on the contribution made by the public, because it is an open source language and anyone can contribute in it. The library can be added, and the library is very vast in the Python. So every 6 months or around 5 to 6 months, the new version of Python is introduced. Why the name is Python? As you know that the introducer Guido van Rossum, he chose the name as a Python because he wanted to give a simple, unique, and mysterious name for the language. And while seeing the series on BBC, he came across a series known as the Monty Python's Flying Circus. So he liked the word Python, and then he gave the name as a Python to this programming language. Python, I know that is a snake. Why Python is to be used? What advantages it offers? The simplest advantage, it is easy to learn. Anyone can learn. Even the schoolboy also, he is now learning the Python because its syntax is very easy. And moreover, it is offering lot many functions. Modules are offered by it, and that's why it is very simple, easy to write it. The next is relatively it is fast. As you know that the language provides libraries. Lot of libraries are there. By using these library functions, we can develop the program quickly, and that's why it is relatively fast as compared to other programming languages. Moreover, as I said that it is a general purpose language, and this general purpose language, it can be used in any area. It can be used in artificial intelligence. It can be used in machine learning. Also, it can be used by the students for developing some projects. So in any area, it can be developed. Moreover, it is an object-oriented language. As you know that object-oriented language offers lot many features. It contains objects, it contains the classes, and using these classes, we can reuse the modules, etc. It is easier to develop the programs with the object-oriented. As a complex program, it can be divided into smaller chunks, and then we can write easily the smaller programs in modules. That's why it is a object-oriented, easy language. It is a strongly typed language. Means I type it, and then I can also make changes in it easily because of the library programs. It is a strongly typed language. You can say that it is widely used, and it is portable. Widely used in the sense, if I run a program on Windows platform, then it can also run on any other platform. Moreover, nowadays, this is even if the compiler is not there, we can also use this language. Online, we'll have to do it. Moreover, it is a portable in the sense everywhere it can be used. As compared to other language, it is unlike C language, it is unlike Java language, it is unlike the Perl language. Even though you know that the C is the core language, but still people are preferring Python language. Python is very easy. So C is much faster, but much harder to use. Java is about as fast and slightly harder to use. We will have to use the syntax different than the Python. The semicolons and then the blocks are to be defined with the curly braces, etc. Anyway, these things are removed in the Python. Perl is slower. It is as easy to use it, but it is not strongly typed the language. Hence, we are nowadays many people are not going for these languages, but they are going to the Python language. Next. Yeah, everyone should know how to install the Python. Python can be easily downloaded and installed on any major operating system for free from its official website. So its official website name is www.python.org. So this can be told by Amit. Can proceed ahead. There is the official site of www.python.org. So download menu, if you do it, you will see number of versions of the Python. So then Python version 3.10.2, it can be downloaded in few seconds. We can download it and we can edit the program and we can run the programs. Apart from this, we have different menus in the Python site. It is a documentation section is also there. In the documentation section, the user can read. Those who do not know, they can go to the beginner's guide. In the beginner's guide, they can see how the syntax of the program is written, and they can also write the programs in the editor and they can execute. So one can read the contents of the documentation section in detail and they can understand about it. Then the community. If you go to the community section, you will see that anyone can contribute to the Python. The points can be developed. The Python can be developed. It is open source language, and then how to communicate, how to contribute. The details are given. What are the different forums? Also, if you look it, you will see that it's a Python Foundation forum, and how to contact them. All details are given under this community. Then the success stories you will get under the success stories menu. In arts area, how it is successful, in business sector, how it is useful. So all those details you can see under success stories. Also, by monthly, the news are released, newsletters are released. So under news section, in the news menu, you can see all the details. So then the events are also organized frequently. So how they are organized, the details are given there. Sorry. Go to the next. Sorry. Yeah, we can run the programs in Python editor. We have two different modes. The first mode, it is at the command prompt, and another is at the script mode. So if you want to go to the Python editor, then you'll have to go to the start, previous slide. You'll have to go to the start at the computer, and then we'll have to click versions of the Python, and then we can go to the idle mode. So once if you go to the idle is what integrated development environment mode. So in this you will see a prompt. Yeah. In idle you will see a prompt, and once the prompt appears, we are ready to give the commands, or we are ready to give the statements. A simple statement can be executed. So let us see the simple commands. A print command is shown here. You can type some information within the bracket, and that to be within the quotation mark. It can be acceptable with the double quotation mark, or it can be acceptable with the single quotation mark also. So we can also initialize the variables as usual in the other languages. The variables can be a single letter, or variables can be 2 letters, 3 letters, or it can be with lowercase or uppercase. uppercase. Also, it is permissible with underscore. Simple examples are shown here. With underscore also you can do the commands, but with dash it is not permittable. Dash is not. Syntax error will be thrown. Moreover, it cannot be started with the numerical numbers or floating point numbers. You cannot start the variable with the floating point number of integer. Yeah, syntax error will be thrown here. So even the special character also we cannot start with the Python. Try with the special character first. The space between the two letters is not permittable. Space between the two letters. This is not a variable. So in this way, one should know how to initialize the variables. Now we will go to the next slide. So at the command prompt, we can run the program. At the same time, we can also go for the script mode. In the script mode, we will have to go to the file menu, and in the file menu, we'll have to put the new file. And after opening the file, you'll have to write the program, and the number of lines can be initialized. Here print statement is used. In different way print can be used it. Also the variables can be initialized. Yeah, simple way we have done right now. It can be extended up to any length. Lot many lines can be added. Anyway, for the sake of understanding and due to the limitation of time, we are showing only the simple program. So we can run the program. So after running the program, its output will be shown in the command window, command mode. You can see that this is the output you can see here. So program. So in this way, we can write the program in the two different modes, either at the command prompt or command mode or command shell, or we can write the program in the script mode. So two different ways are there to write the programs. So in this way, we can do the program. Next. Yeah, this is what all about steps required to write the Python program, that also I told you. Then as far as programming life cycle of Python is concerned, how the programs are executed, what steps are required. You know that to write the program, the initialization stage is required, then also development stage is required, the coding stage is required, then debugging is required, and then at the same time testing is also required. So these 5 steps which are required, that are shown with this uh, animation. So firstly, you have to take the editor, and in the editor you will have to write the program. And while writing program, we can give some input statements also. If you give some input and input command, and if you run that program, and if you find some errors, then again you will be going back to the editor until no error. We are going to write the program. We are making some changes in the editor, and then we are running the program. Once the program is perfect, once there is no syntax error, then we will go and we will see whether additional inputs are there. If the additional inputs are there, we are going back to the editor. We are going back to the editor, and once again continuously we are running until no error. We are running the program, and then once if it is no error, then its output will be thrown. So we'll be finishing the work. So in this way, the life cycle it works. Next, it will be covered by Amit.
Yeah, thank you. As it rightly said by the Professor Kamthane, that in order to run any program, first you need to open any editor, you need to write it, and then you need to run it. And there are several possibilities when you try to run the program. There are possibilities where we required to put input, or we need to take some inputs from the user. And there are possibilities when user gives some input, then user may give the wrong input and he may get some kind of an error. So that was an overflow how the particular Python program runs. And just we will know what is exact working of a Python program. So let's say if you have written a Python code, okay, and you have run it. So as Python is an interpreted programming language, so basically it will first check and syntax check and translator. So if your Python code, if it contains some error, then it will show out syntax error messages. And if the code is ready, it don't have any kind of a error, then it will go to the next step called as Python virtual machine. So it is responsible to generate a bytecode, and bytecode is what it will help you to you can run your program in any of the machine. So it is portable. So bytecode will help you to run your program on any other machine. So that's what it is said, that it is a portable programming language. So the work of portability is done by this Python virtual machine. Okay, so this is how. And again, even if you give the input, if you run the program is correct, the bytecode has been generated. And if the program has some input that we required to give, then if the input is wrong, again it will show you the error, or if the input is correct, then it will show you the output. So this is how the working of an Python engine is there. So in a short, you write a Python code, it will generate a bytecode if you don't have any error. And then that will help you to get the portability where you can run your program on any of the operating systems. Okay, as I as we told that there are many advantages of Python. One of the best advantage of Python is that Python is a dynamically typed language. So when you say it is dynamically typed, it means I will give one reference with respect to one of the core programming language, such as C programming language and Python programming language. If you can see the window where we are having two windows, the left one is the C programming language. The code is written in a C programming, and on the right we are having a program written in a Python. So if you could see this, in a C programming language, you need to define the data types. So here, if you see, we have written the three variables, that is A, B, and C. These three variables are of type integer, but in case of Python, you don't require to give any kind of data type. So if you see here, we have given as int, we have given explicitly, but in case of Python don't require any kind of data type. Whatever value you give to the Python, it will assume it, and it will treat. If you give a is equal to 20, then Python will automatically treat 20 as integer. If you give a is equal to some string, then it will automatically assume that it's a string. So it has been designed so intelligently. The Python interpreter know what exactly the value you are assigning to it. So in next, when I will start giving you the some explanation about mini project, I will explain you this stuff in more details. Okay, again, the second best advantage of Python is very easy to learn and use. So why it is easy to learn and why everybody wants to learn Python is because of its easy syntax. If you could see this program, in this program, let's say if you want to swap two numbers, okay, so this is the in C language we have written how to swap two numbers. So swapping is nothing but exchanging or interchanging two numbers. Okay, the so if you so in case of C programming language, you need to write the algorithm to exchange the two numbers. So if you have the two numbers, definitely we will take third as a one very temporary variable, where you will transfer the value of a to temporary variable. Then a will be basically empty. Then you will transfer the value of b to a, and b will be empty now, and you will transfer the value of temp to b. So in this way you interchange it in case of a C programming. But in case of a Python programming, it can be done in a very simple way. There is only one statement, a comma b is equal to b comma a. It means the value of B is directly transferred to the A, and value of A is directly transferred to the B. So that's how Python is very simple. Just I have shown you the simple example where how the Python is simple. Again, there are very I will explain you later how different easy functions are available in Python and how you can make it more easy. So here we required a simple algorithm, but here we have done in a very single line. So it means in case of a C programming language, it will not support multi assignments. So multi assignment means, so if there are multiple variables on the left side, you have multiple variables on the right side. So that part is not supported in C programming. So even to write a simple program, you need to write at least 10 this algorithm. So such kind of steps are there how we can learn Python with ease. Then as I told that Python is an interpreted programming language. When you say that Python is an interpreted programming language, it means we will compare with again one of the core programming language such as C and Python. So what exactly interpreted programming language means? So in case of a C programming, when you write a simple program, what happens? And if you make some errors, let's say in the left side we are having a C programming where we have committed multiple errors. Let's say see we are not having semicolon because C contains semicolon after each statements. So the semicolon is not there at each of the line. So multiple errors are generated. So as C is a compiler based language, so what happens in C programming? So once you write a program and execute it, so it will check each and every line, and it will see how many errors are present throughout the program. So main concept of compiler language is it will check all the lines and it will tell you, okay, from 50 lines, these are the lines where all the errors are present. But now we will compare with the interpreted programming language, Python. So in case of Python, it will not show you all the errors. It will show you the first error where it is occurring, and it will stop executing the remaining lines. So that is the difference between the interpreted programming language and compiled programming language. So in short, we can say in interpreted programming language, wherever it finds the error, it will stop executing further things. So that is the difference, and because of this, it has made faster because developer has to first correct the error and go ahead to build the software. So that is also the one of the major functionality why it has been popular. So as we know that everybody is interested in learning Python. Why? Because there are a lot of job opportunities in the industry, and very renowned software industry, they are using Python. Some of the popular apps where Python has been used today, we can see the Google is using Python from lot many days. They are using in a YouTube, they are using in a Google app engine. Similarly, as everybody know, there is a Spotify. The Spotify is a it is related to the music streaming app. They are also using Python for their development and doing data analytics stuff. Same, the Python is also used by Instagram, and the main reason why Instagram use Python, because there are in 2000 by 2022, I think the statistics was there were almost 800 million users per day. And so in order to make development fast, so initially they have developed their software in 2.7 Python 2.7, and recently they have migrated their software to Python 3. So you must be knowing how much work they required in order to transfer from Python 2.7 to Python 3. Even if you want to know how the migration happened from Python 2.7 to Python 3, you can listen the talk given by Lisa Gio and Yoding. That is a PyCon 217 keynote talk. In that session, they talked about how the migration of Instagram took from Python 2.7 to Python 2.3. Similarly, as everybody knows Netflix, so Netflix is also using Python to monitor the security related policies. even Facebook is using a lot Python these days. So even they have published their many libraries for doing research. So there are some of the you can make use of these libraries, that is Facebook Ads API, Python Async, IRC robot framework. So you can go and check this kind of libraries, how Facebook is making use of Python, and how you can learn those kind of things. So as we repeatedly, as everybody is knowing that Python is one of the most popular language. So these are the statistics that is given by TI Bowie index. So this basically they keeps on doing research, which are the popular programming language, which are the trending programming language of the era. If you see in December 2021, the Python programming was on the number one position, and basically they update the rank of programming language every month. So if you want to see, you can go onto the websites and check which are those popular programming languages. You should go and check, and you should align with the what technology is trending, and you should learn those. Similarly, if you see the history of various programming languages, so if you see, the Python was 28th rank in 1997, but as the days goes on, the rank of Python in 2022, this is not updated because I have taken this in the January. Now it has been again the number one. So the one conclusion from this is that we should always align to the technology. So that is the main reason why we should use Python. Not only it is trending, but there are multiple job opportunities, and there are various advantages for using the Python. So as previously mentioned, why Python is popular. So these are some of the simple advantages. It is simple. It has simple syntax. So even it's like an English sentence. So if you correlate with the English sentence, the same way you have to do the programs in a Python. It's like a statement, simple. Again, it's a versatile. It means that you can use Python. There are n number of applications where you can use Python. It can be used from web development to machine learning, and there are n number of applications. It is again beginner friendly. Nowadays everybody wants to learn Python, and it's why, because it's a beginner friendly means it's very easy for beginners, because there are lot many libraries available, and you can make use of those libraries to use it and make programming very easy. As we told, it's an open source, so we can download it easily without any cost, and we can use it. And large and active community, as it was on the Python website, as Python has a community where they every 2 months 3 months they releases a small version of Python, and they actively introduce new libraries. So introduction of new libraries helps Python helps developers to write Python code in a more efficient way. So these are the some reasons why Python is so popular. Beyond this, there are also many reasons. One of the reason is why where Python is used in the industry, or what are the various applications of Python. So Python is used for developing websites. It is used for developing desktop applications. It is used for data analysis. It is used for data visualization. And what to say about data analysis and machine learning? Nowadays, data analysis and machine learning, there are n number of applications, such as if you want to let's say if you want to forecast what will be the forecast for next 6 months, or if you want to say what will be the sales of an Apple laptop for next 6 months, how we can predict? We can easily predict with the help of machine learning and data analysis. Even we can predict whether human has wearing a mask or not. So such kind of beautiful applications can be designed by learning Python. Even Python supports web development. Python has given the two frameworks such as Django and Flask. If you learn basic Python, then you can easily develop applications, web development applications, by learning Django framework or Flask framework. And even there are day-to-day automation or scripting. So you can do automation and scripting such as the basic examples we have given here, such as if you have thousands of files and you need to rename those files, or you need to find those files, or you need to send some of the files over the mail. So how can you do it? So basically, such kind of automation you can easily do by using a Python. Okay. The next is, see, everybody wants to learn Python, not only engineering stream, not only engineering, or not only researchers, not only programmers. Even the application of Python programming is in every branch. Even pharmaceutical, they are doing research, and they are predicting, okay, what kind of different medicine, what kind of different permutations and combination we can use and develop some. And they do research about medicines, drugs, whether the drug is adulterated or what. So there are n number of applications, and we will here address you how you can learn Python with ease through the book, that is Programming and Problem Solving, written by both Amit Kamthane and Ashok Kamthane. So we will address you how this book is simple and how you can learn the things. So very first is, this book is divided into the three parts. The very first part is fundamentals of computer programming. So when you talk about fundamentals of computer programming, it comes with the basic building block where you require Python, the concepts of Python to be strong. Any programmer, when he tries to learn Python, I think he should go with these basics concepts. So in the first chapter, we have introduced, okay, why to use Python programming, how to download Python software, and how to write the simple programs. And in the second chapter, we have introduced various data types used in Python. Similarly, in the chapter 3, we have introduced operators and expressions. So operators and expressions, arithmetic operators, relational operators are discussed in very brief. In chapter 4, chapter 5, it talks about decision statements and control statements, where as you know that decision statements and control statements are also the basic building block, where in order to do any program, definitely we require this. So, and the sixth is the functions. The functions will help you to write the program in a much more efficient way, and you can make the reusability of the code whatever you have designed. Then second part is related to the object oriented programming and data structures. When you talk about object oriented, yeah, so there are the famous, as in other programming language we have we have array. So in Python programming we have a list, and there are very n number of applications of a list, such as searching and sorting. Similarly, we have introduced searching and sorting. Once you learn the list chapter, definitely you will find it easy to learn how to do searching and sorting, and you can apply these searching and sorting algorithms to your real-time applications too. Then we have introduced other data structures such as set, tuples, and dictionaries, where dictionaries are widely used in the industry, and you can make use of the dictionaries to create lot many applications. Similarly, we have introduced chapter 12 and 13, that is graphics using Turtle and file handling. So graphics using Turtle will help you to design some small applications, and in case of file handling, you can write small programs, or you can design a simple applications where you have a simple stuff written in a file, and you want to automate something related to those files. Then very important part of the book, that is nothing but the third part, which is application oriented. Not only application oriented, it is aligned to the industry standard. This chap Because it has very important chapters such as GUI applications using Techender. It means you can create a desktop applications by using by learning this chapter 15, and you can also create database applications by using chapter 16. So in this book, sorry, so in this book, we have, so what is the beauty of this book is, we have basically introduced mini project at each chapter. So let's say you are learning chapter 3, okay, so there is one mini project at the chapter 3, okay, And then let's say you are learning chapter 5, so there is also mini project at the chapter 5, but the speciality of that mini project is, if you are learning chapter 3, you are having a mini project at the end, so it will tell you that please refer the concepts or make use of the concepts of chapter 1 and 2 in order to solve chapter 3 mini project. And now if you are at the chapter 5th, so chapter 5th mini project tells you that please make use of the concepts of the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to solve the mini case study of chapter 5. So in an entire book we are having almost 12 to 14 use case studies, mini case studies, and 3 to 4 major projects. So they are written in a very simple way so that even you can learn to create those applications. So I will just demo some of the applications what we have created. Just I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, just I will show you one of the project. Hope everybody can see my screen, right? So just I will show you the one project that is nothing but a turtle racing game. Just first of all, I will open it in an editor. So this turtle racing game, it's nothing but this is a normal game for the kids where we can do the racing for tortoises. So I will just run this program. You could see this. This is nothing but a racing track, and these are nothing but the tortoises. See, so such kind of a simple applications you can do it. And how you can learn, so if you see this turtle racing game case study, so how we have written in a book, so just I will explain you within 2 minutes. It's very simple. So in the book we have written all the case studies in all such aspects. So initially we have given key, okay, how to make, what is the algorithm to basically do this case study. We have written all the algorithm steps, and then we have broken down this algorithm in a smaller task. So this is the smaller task we have written, and then we have written the second part, how to do it. Then in multiple ways we have break down it, and at the last we have merged all the solution, so in order to so that you can learn with the ease. So that was the first application. Now the second application I will open is, that is currency converter app. So the main reason behind explaining or showing this application is that one thing is that you can learn these applications using this book, because all the applications are having industry standards, and you can learn with ease. Just I will execute now this currency converter app. It is like an GUI based application app. So you can see that each time when you want to convert to a particular currency, you go to the website, you go to the Google, and you just try to convert it. But now once you learn the Python, you can create your own application. So you will be you will not rely on Google or something to do it. You will directly, let's say now you have an 1000 rupees and you want to convert into USD. So let's see. So yeah, so in this way you can create your own application, and you can create some kind of a GUI based applications. So again, in this application, see, now you may say that when I'm converting to the USD, I'm getting 14. Yeah, the conversion may be wrong, because at the time when we written this, so we have the time of the, so we have defined what was the rate at that time, and based on that the calculations are there. So even such kind of GUI applications we are having, how we have written in the book, we will explain you again what are the major steps in that. Yeah, this is the currency converter app. Okay, so this is the currency converter app. This is what we have, basically this is the GUI of this. So we have explained what you required to develop the GUI, what are the basic building blocks of the GUI you required to do it. And again further we have broken down into multiple steps. So what are the different steps? So first steps tells you to design just these basic blocks, label, entry. So it means these are related to the name. Indian rupee is a label, so this first text box is an entry. So this none option, select country, because we are having a multiple options, so this is an option category. So first step will tell you how to design the GUI. Then in the third, then again in the second option we have given the conversion. What is the rate of conversion? Then in the next we have given, so in this way we have divided into the smaller chunks and we have developed the major project. So after, so we have divided into 5 parts so that you can learn each part in more details and you can combine the entire 5 parts to make this GUI application one of the good project. So this is how uh, it is very simple how you can create or how you can develop the project through the book. Okay, so just I am going to the next slide. Yeah, so this is how we can learn the projects, because it's very simply written and we are having multiple blocks. It is divided into multiple sections, so you can learn each section in a detail and you can learn all the case studies and that are also used in the industry. So if you learn this, definitely the programming will be easy and you can also create lot many applications. So what's there again in the book? So every chapter has a learning objective. So you will also know what is the main reason behind writing this chapter, or what you will learn at the end after learning this chapter. And then visual walkthrough. So so again there are the programs, so it will tell, it will differentiate from the basically the other part. So whatever the gray section is there, that is based upon programs. They are programs, basically the gray section of the book are nothing but the programs. Then we have mini projects. So as I explained you, the currency converter app, that is also in the book. So it firstly it will tell you that okay, mini project isn't quite bold, and it will tell you all the details in a chunks, and you can learn each chunk at one step and you can develop your projects. Then you have a notes. So notes in the book, it will help you to basically to do the program precautionary. What are the precautionary measures you required while doing the program? That can be learned through the notes section of a book. Then you have summary, key terms, review questions, etc. So in this case, as anybody is trying to do, anybody wants to get job in the industry, so everybody wants to solve programming assignments, everybody wants to know what are the MCQ questions. So in a book we are having nearly 300 solved programs and more than 250 objective questions, and more than I think 200 assignments. So that will help you to basically make your logical skills, programming skills good, and that will help you to get job, not only job, but you can create your own applications too. Yeah. So that's what how you can learn Python with ease through our book. So if you have any questions, you can ask. So any question related to Python, data science, machine learning, why to use Python, what are the job opportunities? So you can ask any question, whatever you have doubt, you have something related to the book, you can also ask that. The title of the book is Programming and Problem Solving with Python.
Programming and problem solving with Python.
So the authors of the books itself, we are the authors, that is Amit Kamthane and Ashok Kamthane basically.
Any question, please? Please ask any question related to Python.
So even you can make use of this QR code. It will be directly routed to the book, and you can see it.
Amit, graphs and plots resolution.
Yeah, if you learn Python, there are many job opportunities. Basically, first you need to have to be expert in the basics of Python programming. Then you can start learning the libraries of data science so that you can get good job opportunities for machine learning.
Hello,
Yes.
is it audible to you?
So basically, yeah. So this can be some of the questions that are frequently asked. That is, should I learn Python 2 or 3? So you should go for Python 3 because nowadays Python 2 has been downgraded and it is no more supported by the Python community. So you can learn Python 3. So how long does it take to learn Python? So you can learn within a few weeks to months. It depends upon how consistent you are, and it's very easy to learn. So if you have a consistency, you will definitely learn that. And what are the types of jobs are available for learning Python? So these are the few jobs. That is developer, data analyst, data scientist, software engineers. So these are some of the jobs that are available after learning Python. So feel free to ask if you have any questions.
Python is very interesting language. You may be having numerous questions. You please ask those questions. We try to answer them. We are very happy to answer your questions. Amit, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
You please contact Amit. Amit's mail ID is also given. He is from industry. He is associated with the software. So he has developed lot many applications in the Python. So if you have any doubt about the Python, or if you want to develop some application, how to develop it, so in detail he will be guiding to you. We are at the end right now. I think that no more questions are there. Well, friends, it seems that no one is having questions further. In case if you have questions, you please mail us. We will try to reply over mail. Uh, Today in today's session, in today's webinar, we find about 275 plus participants. Uh, Firstly, I am thankful to Amit for sharing very good slides. He has tried to cover the advantages of Python. He has tried to cover the basics of the Python, and also he explained some of the applications with Python programming language. Also, he told us about the features of the Python book, in what way the Python is better than the other books. So we have tried to cover number of applications, basics, concepts, and programming. Unsolved questions, solved questions also we have covered on in our book. Friends, I am thankful to all the attendees, audience for patience listening. We covered a lot. In case if you have any doubt, you please contact us. We are thankful to the McGraw-Hill officials, especially Pradhanji and Kulwant Singh ji. And also we are thankful to the webcast manager, Mr. Amir Patil, and also the staff associated with the webcasting. I thank once again to all the members who are on this webinar. So in case any query, please contact us. We will try to solve your problems. Even if you want to develop some dedicated application, the inputs can be given to you. So you please contact us over our mail. It may not be possible right now because the time is over. It is already uh, it is already 4 o'clock and we cannot go further. So thank you once again to all of you.